Hey, what's happening, everybody? It is a Thursday night. Time for another episode of Thrifty Business. I'm your one host, Jason Thrifts.
And I'm you're supposed to say Jay because it's Jay and Nay.
Oh, yeah. It's been a while. Hi, I'm Jay.
And I'm Nay.
How you doing, Nadene?
I'm good. How are you? And I love your pink.
Oh, thank you.
There's nothing like a man wearing pink. I love it when men wear pink.
And I voted today. By the way, I did a drop-off. Could not have been easier. I know it's not that way everywhere, but it took me a whole 10 seconds to drop off my ballot today. So
that's great. Yep. Mine was easy too. So
I walked in, they said, thanks, here you go. Walk out here, and that was it. I was done.
Awesome.
So I feel bummed for those that have to wait in long lines, but make sure you get out there and vote on Tuesday for sure. For sure. All right. Tonight, we have an amazing show. We've been doing these board meetings since the beginning of the year where I bring a group of sellers that have a common demographic to them. We've done serious ones like single moms, how do you balance the time? And then silly ones like Star Wars nerds. And I say that lovingly because I am one. And then today we're back to serious, obviously, but I'm sure we'll have some silly fun because we have a great panel tonight. Breast cancer survivors, and Nadene is one of them. And the reason we're doing that, why Nadene?
Because of the fact, well, there's a couple of reasons. The biggest reason is that there just isn't enough awareness and advocacy and education. And there's so many things that I wish I knew before I was diagnosed, and I wouldn't have been, in the advanced stage that I was in. I would have, caught it earlier, but I just didn't know. So I'm all about, it's hard to talk about it when you have breast cancer. It's a tough subject, but I am out there with it because of the fact that I know it helps other women and men, because men can get it as well. So it's very important to get your mammograms and to be aware of the truth about breast cancer, because there's a lot of misconceptions too.
Yep. And we got a great panel of women who have all wanted to come on and say hi and share their story, both their breast cancer story and their online selling story. We got a lot of great bolos tonight. So without further ado, we're going to switch things up a little bit. Nate and I are just going to do 3 segments and then get our guests on. And I'm going to do the Tiki segment once we get the guests on because I actually put some thought into this one. Not that I don't normally, but I really put some thought in tonight's rum selection. All right.
Sounds good.
Let's get it going. Where are my scores? And now it's time for our scores of the week. These are the items that you should be on the lookout for when you're out thrifting. Boom, you're up first.
Okay. So these were not a huge score, but the reason that they were a score, and Jason would know why, is because they came in a Goodwill blue box, which is it comes to $39.99 with shipping. So it's $40 for 5 pairs of shoes. So that's roughly 8 something for a pair, or about $8 per pair. And I sold these, they were the least good pair in the box because they were kids' shoes. They were kid size, and I did have some cleaning up to do, but there were a couple spots that I really didn't bother to get out because I knew they weren't going to sell for a lot anyway. So, but they did go for $24.99 plus shipping. So that, paid for a good portion of the box already with the first pair. So
nice.
Mm-hmm. And this Maurizio Romani Italian wool Indian blanket blazer. It was a perfect time of year. I did have it up for a little while, and I was hoping to get a little more. I spent $7.99 for it.
I'm trying to pull it out so you can see its Poshmark, but I can't pull it any harder.
Yeah, it's Poshmark. So I wanted to include a Poshmark sale. So I did sell that on Poshmark for $30 plus shipping. And I was happy with that sale because I spent $7.99. So it was
nice.
Yeah. And this I just sold today. And I did take a best offer for $60. So it sold for $60. And I just shipped it out this morning. This was a great one because I got Blue Box. Goodwill Blue Box has purse boxes, and you get basically one quote good purse and then kind of a secondary bonus purse. So this was the bonus purse in the box. So this one sold for $60, and it was inside another Tory Burch bag, which I already sold for $100, but the buyer didn't pay, so it's back up and hopefully. But so the little purse in the box, I already made my money and made a profit, on the box. So
oh yeah.
Yeah, so that was a nice sound. It was just a small wallet. And then these, again, Goodwill Blue Box. They were in that same box with the first pair of shoes, the Vans. These sold for $79.99, full asking price plus shipping. So look for the Fly Knit mesh running shoes. It's called Nike Free Fly Knit. That line does very well.
So Fly Knit, like these right here?
Like right there.
It's not often that my co-host score goes right into mine, but mine too came from the Goodwill Blue Boxes, and $70. Boom.
Yeah.
And rather quick. I think these were listed for maybe 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
So
as well.
I don't do so well looking for shoes like wandering around a thrift store, but I'll order from the Goodwill Blue Box because they always, the shoes I get are pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So last week I showed a dud, which I'm going to show again in a second. I do love finding old, like hippie style shirts. So this is an old JCPenney shirt with the embroidered. There's the logo, JCPenney. And there's the back and the front. So I always like these. Now, the one tip I would like to give you, I would say about 50% of all y'all missed the second E in JCPenney. I can't tell you how many times I've seen JCPenney misspelled. So make sure if you're selling some JCPenney, there's 2 E's.
Yep.
2. 1, 2.
That shirt, by the way, tomorrow I'm doing a show on cottagecore. That would have been a great keyword for that. And you could have marketed on some other platforms. So if you tune in tomorrow to my show, you would know that.
Hey, look what sold.
So,
you yelled at me when I bought this.
I did. Oh, no.
But I did pay too much. So I know it was LuLaRoe, but it was Nightmare Before Christmas, Jack Skellington. And so I thought, oh, yeah, new with tags. I paid 16. I sold for 28. So there wasn't a huge margin. But I didn't show it to Nate until after I bought it. She goes, no.
Well,
but it sold and I made a couple bucks. So.
Yeah, and I think that particular one, because it is the Nightmare Before Christmas, that's an exception to the rule. But still, like it's JC.
Not that's not what the second E goes. No.
Yeah, but that was a good sale, Jason. Still, so I digress with but normally LuLaRoe, I run from it.
Now, don't fall out of your seat and pass out. I sold a little kid swimsuit.
That is adorable.
Yeah, so I picked this up at an antique mall that's in an old elementary school in Kenosha, Wisconsin, about a year or 2 ago, maybe. And it sold this week. Like, it ain't swim weather really anywhere right now, at least in the United States. And this did stay domestically. But what an adorable little bathing suit. I paid $3 for it. Okay. So there you go. Was that my fourth thing? I don't even know. I've lost track. Yep, it was. Okay, let me get back over here. I lost track for a second. I lost my head. And now it's time for our CD and cassette scores of the week. And as always, we start with flipping cassettes. All right, Style Council. Here's what I loved about this one, Nay. You see that little paper wrapped around the bottom there? Yeah. That indicates that it's an import. So this came from Greece. It's from like 1984, maybe. It's been sitting somewhere sealed since 1984, ended up in Las Vegas, and now it's heading back to Europe. Wow. So this cassette is better traveled than most people.
So funny how things go back to where they originate from. So crazy.
So sold that on eBay, and then I sold Def Leppard Hysteria on Amazon for $13.45. The other cassette I paid $1.40 at Savers, and this one I paid $1.
One of the few metal bands that I love.
Oh my gosh. I'll keep that in mind. No AC/DC. And now we go from flipping cassettes to flipping CDs. Hey, what? You sold a CD?
I did. So, okay, it was only $10, but I did sell a bunch of Target clear closeouts I bought a while ago. There's a local Goodwill that does them. And they've been selling so consistently, and I paid like $1 each for them. So this sold for, and they're more current titles too, which is really cool. So I think this was a Target closeout again, but it sold for $9.99 plus shipping, and I spent like $1 for it. So
nice.
Yeah, I'll take it.
You sold another CD?
I did. So this one was a box set, and I think I paid like $1.99 for the box set. I sold it for it was running a sale, so I sold it for $12.74 plus shipping. So not bad because I only spent like $1.99.
All right, why'd you clean that up?
It just wouldn't come off. It was gunk on there, and
do you have undo?
Probably. Well, yeah, but
All right, just check.
I know. I should have cleaned that up, but I was trying to get it listed quick.
All right, so let me show you what's on the back of this. Just one song. But there is an interview with Blink 182. So one of those promos that hard to find. Blink 182 fans loved it. I did take a best offer of $60 and I paid 75 cents. All right, Blue Tears. As you can see, it was $5 originally. Bought it on sale for $3.75 and sold it on Amazon for $29. And then the soundtrack to Picnic. Look at this, Nay. The store was nice enough to tell me it was out of print and rare, and then only charged me $6.
Wow.
Like, why would you waste the sticker and ink to tell the customer it's out of print and rare and only charge $6? So I sold it for $39. Undo is the same as Goo Gone. However, it doesn't leave a residue. It's for paper and cardboard.
Yeah, I have Goo Gone.
Yeah.
Lost my Goo Gone when I moved, so I need to.
Undo disappears. So you use it on paper and cardboard, it just disappears. Okay. But it's so potent. It is so potent. It's illegal in California.
Interesting.
There we go. And then lastly, Marvin Gaye. The Moods of Marvin Gaye. Bought it at Academy price, which I think was Denver or Atlanta. $6. Sold it for $40. So, a lot of money to be made in all forms of media, including why didn't I have that when I was doing my class?
I love it. It's great.
All right, so this came out on Record Store Day. This is a double Prince album, Sign the Times, on picture vinyl, and I wanted for myself, but the record store that's closest to me got too many of them. Got like 40. Usually on Record Store Day, you're lucky to get like, some you'll get 2 of, So I bought it and I listed it because I wanted to keep it, and it sold. So guess what? I drove back and bought another one, listed it, and it sold. And then I bought another one, listed it, and it hasn't sold. So if it doesn't sell, no big deal, then that's the one I keep. So when you have something that's down the street from you and you can keep selling it over and over and over, do it.
Yeah.
And you don't need to buy them all at once, because I knew this wasn't going to run out. And so it's real close to my house. Pick up one, list it. If it sells, great. I'll go get another one.
I know you just said it, but what did you pay for that?
These were 30. So they're not a huge profit margin. Okay. But like I said, I was keeping it anyway. So now the profit from the 2 means mine's free. So there you go.
Not bad.
And now it's time for our duds of the week. Do not let our mistakes be yours. What is this?
So, Jason, remember you told me when you have a board game to take everything out and kind of spread it around. So I did that. It wasn't like a board game per se where it had like an actual board. But
yes, there's no board actually.
Right, but So anyway, so the reason it's a dud, it did not sell for 32. It sold for I think 26, and I've been shopping. I've been doing shop Goodwill. I've been thrifting because I can't thrift in person. So I found this I found a bunch of these games, these independent games, and I thought that I could combine the shipping at the end. No. I had to pay shipping on each of them. And this one, some of them actually turned out to still be a good profit, but I ended up spending like $20 with shipping on this.
Yikes.
And I sold it for, I think I took a best offer of 26, and so not good.
And then, yikes, $9. Yikes.
Oh, don't ever buy Jennifer Lopez. Lesson. So I bought this. I don't even remember why I got it. I think I got it because of the print, and I got it like in the bins a while ago. So it's not like I spent a lot on it, but still, like, it's been sitting forever and ever and ever, and I can't move it even for $9, which Poshmark, with their fees, I mean, I'm only going to make like $4 or something on it. So it's not even worth it, but Yeah.
No, it isn't.
No.
All right. So I always want to share when my CD scores don't go as well. I paid $6 for this CD to the soundtrack. I don't even know how to pronounce this movie. Pawa Squatty? Pawa Quatsi? I don't even know. But I paid $6 and I sold for $5. That's not how it's supposed to go. That's the wrong way. So sometimes I make a mistake, and I've been doing CDs for over 20 years. But remember my dud from last week? There it is, live and in person on Elisa's back. I don't know if she's wearing it right now, but she is in the chat.
Oh, wow.
Look how cool that looks.
That
So I wanted to share another dud that I have priced a lot higher. I am just shocked I have never sold it. How badass is this cowboy shirt with a unicorn and a fairy?
That is awesome.
I mean, come on. Why has this not sold?
What size is it?
It is a medium. So there's the fairy, there's the unicorn, and there's the little extra.
You know what? I bet that would move right away on Depop.
Yeah, I think I got to move it, but I've got $100 on it because I'm like, I can't find anything like this.
I think if you move that over to Depop, it would sell pretty quickly.
Did that catch your eye? Elise, are you saying oh crap to your picture or this shirt?
Oh, by the way, Rick said that, or I think it was Rick said that that's an expansion pack. That's what it was. It was an expansion pack.
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah, that makes sense.
So here's the deal. If this floats your boat, I will take $50 on it because I think it's that awesome of a shirt.
It is.
Yeah. The pearl snap, the yellow pearl snaps. I mean, come on, this is just amazing.
I think you just have it on the wrong platform, honestly.
Yeah.
Even Etsy, that might do well on Etsy too.
Yeah, I think I gotta move that around. All right, we got one more segment. And now it's time for Where in the World Did Our Stuff Go? If you are not shipping internationally, you are leaving out 7.3 billion with a B potential customers.
Yes. Okay. So this is I did spend $20 on this bag because I knew that it was going to sell pretty well, and I sold it for $67 plus shipping to Australia, and it went to Brackenridge in Queensland, Australia. So you can see there that's where Brackenridge is.
You got to remember that because of the graphics you make for me, you can't go all the way to the top of your picture.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think maybe we need to adjust something then. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. The brand of the shirt was nothing. It really wasn't anything. It was more about the shirt than the brand.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So we talked a lot about Goodwill Blue Box. I ordered the plush box, and in the plush box was a teddy bear that had this on it. And I knew it didn't go on it because the sleeves are way too long for the little stubby teddy bear's arms. So I took it off and I sold it. This little kid's Blackhawks hockey jersey, and it's on its way to Eppelheim, Germany. And I spent $250 on it, and I still got the bear to sell, but I sold this for $28.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I got it out of the box, and I'm looking at this, and I'm like, the sleeves were all up. And I'm like, I don't think this goes on this bear. I really don't. And so I pulled it off and looked like, nope, just the little kids. Just the little kids. You
have some kids. Yeah, that's your second kid's score.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe I didn't even think about that. I sold 2 kid things tonight. Who am I? All right. So let's do a little quick housekeeping here. Hey, Nate, what's going on with you?
So I am offering packages for online sellers. So if you need a store logo, a banner, business cards, package inserts, whatever, even if you need something for your personal online website.
Or YouTube shows. Nate does all of this stuff.
Yep, I do all that too. So whatever you need, I can. These are just some ideas of packages, but I can customize. I can do things a la carte. I can take requests. So let me know. Hit me up. I am NS Designs or N Shearstone Designs on Facebook, and I'm everywhere. So let me know if you're interested.
Hell no.
Yeah, I couldn't see that happening. And tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, my friend Lola and I have our YouTube channel, Nalo's Thrift Talk. So subscribe on YouTube, please. And we will be talking about the cottage core trend tomorrow, which is huge right now. And if you don't know what it is, you need to learn what it is because you probably have items laying around in your profit piles that fit this trend. So if you market them the right way, they will sell very well. So
there you go. Love the designs made by Nate from my store.
Anne, I loved working on Anne's store too. It was fun.
Okay. Oh, I know what's going on here. All these messages. All right. So let me get rid of that. Okay. We're having a photo contest in the thrifting board right now. So if you haven't hopped in there yet, the contest ends Saturday night at midnight. This is my favorite picture I've ever taken at an estate sale. So we were in Portland, and Stacy and I were at an estate sale, and I walked to the unattached garage that was kind of sketchy. And then I looked behind the garage, and hi, honey, speaking of my wife, hi, honey, I saw this little out shack, like murder room building. And I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm like, hey, hon, here's my camera. Take a picture of me. And as I'm walking to the building, it's all muddy. I'm trying to dodge the mud. I go, wouldn't it be awesome if there was a rusty machete in here? I swear to God, I said that out loud. And I looked down and went, oh, like this one right here. And so I said, here, honey, take my picture. So the contest is, there's rules in the thrifting board, pretty easy rules, but post your best picture of funniest, cutest, weirdest, whatever, at an estate sale or garage sale. Make sure you read the rules. A lot of people ain't following the rules. Can't win if you don't follow. Just saying.
Tina is asking for the link to Anne's store. I don't know if Anne can put that in there.
Yeah. Well, YouTube has been a little bitch lately when it's coming to adding links. Unless you're hosting the show, it won't let you add the links.
Maybe.
So, and if you shoot it to me through Messenger, I'll pop it in there.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, coming up shows. If you're in the thrifting, if you're in the Secret Beach tomorrow night, I'm doing my presentation on flipping bras. That is at 7 p.m. And immediately following, God dang, I thought these were all ready to go. Immediately following, we are having our 6th cocktail party at 8 p.m. So be ready for that. Cocktails and costumes.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Sunday, Mom and I, on Selling Past Their Expiration Date, being Thrifty Hour 50, we're talking about returns, why you should take them, and why you shouldn't be afraid. We have lots of up-to-the-minute examples of why you should take them and why you shouldn't be afraid.
That is a great topic.
Also, every Wednesday, I do very short 10-minute scores of the week videos with different things than on this show, and I'm having a contest next week, but you got to watch the video, and the winner gets $25 gift card to either Amazon or eBay. So make sure next Wednesday you turn into scores of the week number 17. And then last but not least, and probably the most important besides our show tonight, next Thursday, it'll be 2 days after the election. We probably still won't know who our president is. And it's not going to be a political thing, but we're all going to be exhausted. No matter what side of the aisle you're on, we're all going to be exhausted. So we're going to do a silly show next week. So it's not going to be the typical segments and then a guest. And so I see a lot of the people who are joining me next week. I see Elisa in the chat. Becky Joyce is joining me. Craig's joining me. I'm going to ask some other people. And so we're going to be just doing some silly things. So it's going to be an hour of hopefully laughs and shenanigans. So if you need to unwind and let your hair down and not be anywhere where your relatives are screaming from the opposite side of the aisle from you, next Thursday is your safe space.
Sounds good.
All right, let's get our guests in here. It's enough of that shenanigans. Let's get our guests in here. And now it's time for the Thrifty Business Special Guest of the Week. All right, let's get rid of that for now. Let's bring him in like a lineup. All right, starting off our lineup tonight is Sabrina. Hello, Sabrina. How are you?
Hello.
What is going on? Coming batting second, Janelle. Hi, Janelle.
Hi, Janelle.
Hi, Nay.
Batting third, Sandy. How are you, Sandy?
Doing well, thanks.
Awesome. Batting cleanup is Pat. Hello, Pat.
Hi.
Pat.
Hi.
And then batting cleanup. I don't know what you call the fifth batter. Is Leanne. Hi, Leanne.
Hi, Leanne.
Hello. Hi,
I played baseball too. I don't know what you call number 5. Oh. So here's our amazing panel tonight. I want to thank the panel for being on and sharing their stories coming up. And I want to thank everyone who's tuned in live. And hey, thank Nate for being my co-host. Yes, we're going to need some silly next Thursday, so please come. Tonight's mainly serious. And next week's going to be shenanigans and masks and hats.
Yeah, sounds good.
How do I let my hair down? Like this.
Let's his beard down.
Or I could go like this. See, I can put it up. So.
Put it up. Yeah, you could let your beard up. That's
All right. So, I've been doing these board meetings Someone's got a lot of noise on their end. Let's figure out who it is here. Hold on a quick sec. It is Leanne. So, Leanne, I will unmute you when we talk to you. So, just as a heads up. Just as a heads up. So, we've done other panel shows. We've done Star Wars Nerds. We've done Single Moms. And Nadene said, hey, we should definitely do survivors of breast cancer for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, because, it's always good to get the word out. And I feel it's my job to, besides doing silly stuff, also to do serious stuff and make sure that everyone is well aware that they should be checked. And so let me start with you, Nay, because you've had your own journey.
Mm-hmm.
How early, how young should women be checking for breast cancer?
So I was diagnosed at age 38, and I had already had stage 3A invasive ductal carcinoma that had invaded to my lymph nodes. And I had to have a double mastectomy. I did not expect that at all. So I wish I had known, because when I saw the geneticist, even though I don't have the BRCA gene, my dad's side has a history of prostate cancer, very young, early onset prostate cancer. I did not know that had anything to do with my risk of breast cancer. I wish a doctor had told me that, because I could have. The geneticist that I saw said, there's 25,000 genes that they can't test for. So I probably do have a genetic disposition for it. That's probably why. But I should have had my first mammogram in my 20s. Instead, I had my first and last mammogram at age 38. My last mammogram because I don't have any breast tissue anymore. So I don't have to have any more mammograms. So it is very eye-opening. And I am in a lot of support groups for young women. And I remember one of my support group meetings, there was a 19-year-old girl in there. So it does hit young women. So.
And I realized I haven't jumped ahead because I forgot to do this part. Hold, please. We're backtracking just a minute. Now it's time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week I drink a different rum out of a different tiki mug and try and match it up to my guest. See, when I switch my show around, I forget to do things. All right. So for you guys tonight, I want to do something. Make sure I really came with it tonight. So let me get me on the big screen for a second. Oops. If I do that, then I hide people. Never mind. I will make it small. All right. So I did a combo. I've never done a combo because I was thinking about my rums and then you guys. And so for starters, I took my strongest rum. It's 155 proof because you're all very strong women. So I wanted to start with that. So I got my brother Chemo's rum. And then I wanted to do my most expensive rum as a tribute to you guys. And it's called Joy. And since you guys are all, it's a joy to have you all here and alive and on my show. And Joy is the only master distiller in the rum world that's a woman.
Wow.
Yeah. So a little Joy and a little brother Chemo together is strong and joyful for you guys. So thank you very much for being on tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I have a pink tiki mug.
Oh.
It doesn't have an octopus, but it is pink. It's my only pink mug.
That's great.
Anyone else enjoying a cocktail this evening?
I'm enjoying coffee in a snowflake mug.
I'm enjoying chai tea in my Elvis Tiki mug.
I see the Elvis Tiki mug straight from Grace. That's a new mug.
I like that.
So thank you all very much for being on. All right. So, Nay, you were diagnosed at 38, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Sabrina, you, let's get the tiki stuff off. You are our VIP because you have had it how many times now?
Well, I had it 3 times. 2 of them were together, so I guess two times. But in 2017, I was diagnosed with colon cancer, and that was right before we went on our cruise. And but my doctor, Dr. Enriquez, I love that man. He got me through it. He told me I could go on the cruise, but when I got back, and I went to another post-op, and he said in my PET scan I had a marker on my left breast, and he said, he goes, we'll handle it, and he sent me to the cancer center, and my mammogram came back normal.
Wow.
My oncologist said we want to dig in a little bit, and we want to go ahead and do a lumpectomy, and they did, and it was definitely cancer. So I went through surgery, I had a lumpectomy, and then I went through a round of radiation, 33 days straight. I had
Oh
the week
man.
off, and that was miserable. But backing up a little bit, when I went in for my post-op, my doctor went over my pathology report, and he goes, I'm so glad I didn't do this laparoscopic. I'm glad I opened you up because I found cancer also in your appendix. So my oncologist, I did the genome thing where they have my tumors that, in case something comes up, they might be able to uh, come up with some medicine for me, with that. But yeah, if he hadn't went and done that, because I was kind of fighting that. I said, well, can't you do this laparoscopic? And he
Thank
said,
God. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
He said, no. He goes, I want to look inside. And I go, all right. And I happen to know my doctor because I used to do his surgery scheduling when I worked in a surgery center.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I felt very blessed that it worked out that way.
Yes.
I didn't have to do chemo, but the radiation was
Yeah. I went through that some of that as well also. Yeah.
Yeah, we
so,
Stacy and I have a good friend who is I don't know if Stacy's listening. She's got mouth cancer or tongue or something, and she's going through the treatment right now, and she has been sicker than she's ever been in her life. Said she doesn't wish it on her worst enemy. And just even trying to text her to lift her spirits, she doesn't even want to pick up her phone and look at that. And you feel helpless when you're trying to support your friends and your family. And there's, and especially now with COVID, weakened immune system. I don't want to even be the reason that she gets sick. So I'm trying to stay away, but then, so I virtually hug her from afar constantly.
I was very fortunate because when the time that I was going through my radiation, Kevin had surgery. He had a hernia operation. So he was on disability, and he was there with me every day that I went, for my radiation. And the first couple of weeks, I thought, well, this isn't as bad as what, they said. But I'll tell you what, that third week on, it was just like, it was horrendous. It was just,
it's tough. I know it's
yeah.
And how you doing right now, Sabrina?
I'm doing good. I start next week. I go in for my CT scan and my bone density scan, and then the following week I have another PET scan.
Yep.
So,
and going through the scans too. I know.
That becomes your life.
It does. Yep.
Tests and it changes everything.
It does. It totally changes your outlook on everything.
I have to say, when I was going through my radiation, I thought of Nay the whole time because I remember her when she was doing the J&A, the thrifting shows that when you were in such, you could tell you did not feel good in the second.
I went through, to put it bluntly, I went through hell. Yes.
Yeah. And I just thought of that. And I just, you got me through that.
Oh, thank you so much. That means so much to me. You're going to get me teary. Oh, thank you.
Well, if you're going to cry, let me put you on the big screen. Come on now. Hold on.
But Jason, don't forget there's one more thing I have to say to Nate.
Thank you so much.
Because of all that, Nadene, I had started out with a gift for you, and that I could not get done because I was going through all that. And I got it done.
Oh my goodness.
This is a Tiki blanket that I made, but it's pink, and it's so soft. But it's also got grass.
I'm crying. Oh my gosh.
So I want to send this to you because, I know we had talked,
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
Stuff.
So beautiful. Thank you so much. Just it's beautiful, and the thought behind it. Thank you so much.
No, thank you for helping me get through what I went through.
Thank you so much. It helps. It makes me so happy because I share so much of my personal stuff that sometimes I just don't want to share it. I've been quiet in the last couple of weeks. So I'm going through some more stuff and I haven't. But when I do, and I hear that it helps other women, other people, when I hear somebody say, I got my mammogram because of you, or I got through this, it's so helpful. And it does help to know that there's other women out there, other men too, who are going through the same thing, that I'm never alone. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. No, thank you.
That's an awesome blanket.
I love it.
Janelle, let's hear about your story, because I'm going to tell you, I was on your Instagram today.
Oh God.
You are a rock star. You have no fear. And I want to party with you, cowboy.
Yeah, I party hard sober. Well, I mean, I went in for a regular, normal, yearly mammogram at the VA, and they found a spot on my right breast, and it was a whirlwind. It went quick, It was a hard go. I had 6 surgeries. I kept getting infected and rejecting my spacers. And
the spacers are horrible. I hated those things. It's like it was like pressure and just ugh.
I didn't even go that far. It set in an infection. My skin started falling off. So it was bad. But through all of it, I was very open about my journey because I had a great support system.
Yep, and that's so important.
I did. I had a great support system. And right now I am going through some stuff like you, Nadene. I'm having a lot of pain in my swelling and my lymphedema in my arm, and I'm waiting on an MRI and what did I have the other day? A bone scan.
I had just had one a couple weeks ago. It's like so familiar hearing all of this because we all have been. It's and I've been really quiet about this.
Just been things for me after my double mastectomy has been just a whirlwind of a lot of shit, So ended an 11-year relationship, wanted to help take care of my dad. I had to move, a very vindictive person. I had to get my stuff out of their space and find another space. And it's been awesome.
Yeah. That's the tough thing about breast cancer too, is that life keeps going and it keeps throwing the things at you that it normally would, but you have to deal with the breast cancer too. And it's like a punch sometimes, I know.
And it changed me, And I had to quit working my job. So I'm still smiling, always try to, but I had to quit my job. I'm now 100% disabled through the VA. Thank God. I've been fighting for that since 1992. And reselling for me has been an amazing hobby. And I love it.
Awesome. We're gonna get to that. So thank you for your service, for starters.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. And you are amazing. You are a warrior.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I'm very excited in the chat. I'm seeing all the women saying, I had my mammogram yesterday. I'm having it next week. So it's very good that you guys are making sure to check because yay.
You don't want to be in shoes. So thank you.
I'm going to show one of your sold items off your Instagram later. I want everyone to go to your Instagram because I'm telling you, I was so touched by your most recent picture.
So Jason showed me that this afternoon, and I was like, Janelle is my hero. She's my because let me tell you, everybody thinks that breast cancer is the pretty pink ribbons and the boobies, and no, it is not like that at all. It is disfiguring. It is pain. It is everything else that you don't see in the pretty pink ad. So putting it out there.
It's hard to be a woman when you have a loss. Yeah.
So thank you for putting that out there. That's so brave of you.
You're welcome.
And everyone wants to shop from you guys. So you'll see their stores in a bit. But Nay, do me a favor. Remind me when we get done. I'll make a post in the Thrifty Board with everyone's stores there.
Awesome.
All
right. Cool. Thank you very much, Chanel, for being part of the show tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Sandy, you and your million books are up. Books.
Okay, so I'm a 2-time breast cancer survivor. The first time was just about 10 years ago, and I found the lump myself, went in and ended up getting a lumpectomy and 6 weeks of radiation, which you're right, whoever said it, it is brutal. It doesn't seem like much at the time, but after the draining of my every bit of energy, it's just debilitating. Yeah. But so I recovered, and at the time I was working a full-time job, and I told almost no one. I don't like attention, so I didn't want people to feel sorry for me. So especially at work, and I was working from home, so it was easy to kind of hide it a little bit. But I didn't tell too many people. But as the years went by, I went for my mammogram every year, and everything was fine. And 10 years out, I'm thinking, oh, I'm home free. Everything's great. And at my last mammogram last November, they found something. And so started the whole process, went for a biopsy, and it was a different type of cancer in the other breast. So it wasn't a recurrence, but it was a new cancer.
Yeah.
So it was a more aggressive cancer than what I had before. And my doctor recommended mastectomy or chemotherapy and a mastectomy. So that's what I did. And I ended up actually opting for a double mastectomy with reconstruction.
That's what I did as well. Yeah.
And I still have the spacers.
Oh, they're so uncomfortable. The pressure was what got me. They're just the pressure.
And because I'd had radiation before, one side really, like, the skin doesn't stretch anymore. So I look pretty bad right now, but my plastic surgeon claims he's going to make it look good. I'm having the surgery in a couple of weeks, so we'll see.
I look at it. I've read. It's hard for me. Like, the scars are hard for me. But then I heard something that says that the scars are just they're evidence of what tried to take you, didn't, and made you stronger. So
yeah. A friend of mine gave me just this little like a charm, and it says strong is beautiful. And that really it touched me, and I kind of took it to heart. I just kept on going. And I mean, this time around, so I started my chemo in last December, and I finished in March. And just when the COVID stuff was really ramping up. So I didn't, I had an excuse sort of for just laying around and doing nothing, because the chemo was just draining. But I feel very good now. I go out, I walk, I I mean, I'm limited by COVID for a lot of my activities, but
we are all in the same boat with that. Yep.
yeah, but I feel very lucky.
Well, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for being on, and obviously big hugs to all y'all. And when COVID is not an issue and I'm in or near you, I want to hang out with all of you.
Yeah.
Give you a big hug, and
I'll be there if you make me a drink.
Oh hell yeah!
Jason is fun in person. Let me tell you.
Wait, I'm not fun.
He's even fun not in person.
Oh, no, I mean, like real life hanging
He's
out
only
with
fun when he's next to you. He's boring on his shows and stuff.
Oh, by the way, this is the first time my natural color has been seen in about 35 years.
Well, it's
Beautiful.
beautiful. I think you look beautiful.
Thank you. Even my hairdresser said, don't color.
lie.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, Nay was giving me grief today. She said, your whole beard's gray now, and I'm like, I was thinking about it. I can't grow much hair. Some could grow, and I'm like, I wonder if I grew it out for a while, what it would be like, because I haven't seen my hair in a long time. So yeah, I like gray. Gray gives you.
There's nothing. I wasn't criticizing you, Jason. I was just saying it's kind of like a mark of how
I know you weren't.
I've watched the evolution. You had like a baby beard that was all dark, and now with just a little gray. When
you also called me fat this week, so
I didn't call you fat.
Well, then you switched to husky, which is code for fat. So and by the way, in case you're new, we're just having fun.
Yeah, Jason and I are. He's like my big brother. So.
Yeah. Still, thank you, Sandy, and we'll get back to your books. We're gonna go around the horn with your online journey too, because I got some scores from you. Pat, how are you?
I'm good. Glad to be here.
Thanks for being on.
You bet. My pleasure. I am now a 17-year survivor. I had my mammogram earlier this month, and I never could figure out if you were supposed to count your time from when you got diagnosed or when you finished treatment the first time. So somebody told me the day you get diagnosed, you're a survivor. So there you go. So that's how I count it. And basically, I was in my late 40s when I was diagnosed. I had a couple of biopsies in the past, and they're kind of like, we're just going to watch this. Mm-hmm. And finally, I went for my mammogram one time, and they're like, yeah, there's something there. We got to do something about this. And it turned out to be a small but very aggressive tumor. And so then the whole decision was, after I had that out, I had a lumpectomy, and then it was, should we do chemo or not do chemo, and definitely going to do radiation. And I had a son that was just entering high school at the time, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do chemo. It's like an insurance policy. So I did it. And from start to finish, from the time I had surgery and did chemo and did radiation, it was about a 9-month process. And then it was about 18 months before I started feeling like myself again after I finished all of that. So it was a long haul. But here I am 17 years later, and I am as well as I can be. And, just want to be out there to support other ladies and gentlemen that are in the process.
Well, thank you, because that gives me inspiration to know that, sometimes I think, am I going to be there for my boys? I have 3 little boys.
Yeah.
To see them grow up, but to hear that you're a 17-year survivor, that really gives me hope. So thank you for
you can do it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's I'm so glad you're here. Glad you're all here. All right, we're gonna talk to Leanne and her typing keyboard, but it isn't. It's just something with her phone. Everyone in the chat's going, "Who's typing? Who's typing?" Usually it's my mom and her nails. Like, no one's typing.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
When we did the test, there was none of these sounds were there.
I know it worked.
It's okay. We can still hear you. So
is it gone? Okay. All right. Well, first, Nadene, yes, you will be there in 17 years for your babies. So let me just tell you kind of what my story is, and I want you to draw straight from that. I was 42 years old. I had no history of breast cancer in my family, just very faithful about having my mammograms every year. Went in on an April morning before I had to be at work, so it was going to be a quick in, out. We were going to be done with this. And we all know the routine. I'm sitting in my little flimsy gown, and they've done one round of films. They come back. They say, Miss Ramsey, we think we need to do another round. They do a second round of films. All the other people are being told, you can leave, you can go, you can go. I'm not being told that, and my mind's beginning to say, I know what's going on here. So 17 years later, I may tear up and cry here. They said, Miss Ramsey, they want to talk to you back in the back. So that's never a good sign. And I stepped back to the back with them and sat down. And it's coming back. I'm sorry, y'all.
No, no apologies.
I didn't expect this.
It's real, and this is what people need to see, because it is real. It is not about the
So I went back and I sat down with the radiologist and the young lady who had done my x-rays. And she said, I remember the words plainly. She said, Leanne, we don't like what we see on your x-rays. Oh, it still hurts. And everything I heard after that was like in a Peanuts cartoon. All I heard after that was and I remember looking at her and I said, stop, we've got to fix this. I have a 9-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 3-year-old at home. We got to fix it. And as you can see, I'm an emotional person. She handed me a box of Kleenexes and took one for herself and one for the radiologist. And I'm thinking, oh, this is bad. They know what they're looking at, and they're crying. So this is bad. You know? But what I found out was that people just really care, you know. So I did a lumpectomy, and I did 29 rounds of radiation. And don't let anybody tell you that radiation is a walk in the park, because that's what people told me.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, oh, it's going to be nothing. And I was dying, and I thought, well, something must be wrong here, because I'm really in bad shape, and everybody told me it was going to be nothing. It's bad. It's bad, you know. But anyway, did well, went on my way, you know, wore my pink t-shirt, got my survivor shirt every year from the walks. Went along. 6 years later, I'm having my mammograms like I'm supposed to every 6 months. 6 years later, I go in and they said, we see it again. So that time, it was in both sides. That's the second time. So I also went with a double mastectomy and a reconstruction. I want to tell y'all something really sweet about my husband, because when you got a husband that supports you, if you are lucky enough to have that, when I told my husband, and I told him, I said, I'm sorry, I'm going to have a double mastectomy. And he looked at me and he said, Leanne, I'm not the 24-year-old boy you married. And he said, our life together is worth a whole lot more than just your body. And I will never forget that. And he stood by me, and he cleaned drain lines for me and did all kinds of stuff to take care of me during that time. So let people take care of you. I know we're probably all the kind of women that
it's hard to accept help.
Yes. But sit down and let people take care of you. You can draw from them. So now I am a 17-year survivor, just like Pat. Yay, Pat.
Wow, that's amazing.
So 17 years, I got to watch my daughter, who was 5 at the time, walk down the aisle this year. So, Nadene, you're going to be there for all those things.
That inspires me. My little guy is 7, you know, and I think, oh my gosh, I'm going to be, you know, so.
You'll be there.
Leanne, something, go ahead.
I would say how crazy 17 years ago the two of you went through this, and then tonight we're together. I mean, of course, it's just the world works in very mysterious circles. So it's kind of unique that, you know, 17 years later, we're all just kind of hanging out and sharing stories and talking about it. And Leanne's got the added bonus of some aliens in her phone.
Well, I hope you got some of my story.
Oh, we got it all, but there was no aliens 3 hours ago or whenever you and I did the test.
Or yesterday. yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. That's that's why we do the test, just to make sure. So thank you, Leanne. So I'm gonna put you back on mute. Just so.
One thing I just want to say real quick. Leanne said something that really is important for women to know. So she said that she had no family history of breast cancer. 85% of all women with breast cancer have zero family history. So that's, a lot of people think, oh, well, I don't have any family history, so I can't get it. No, that 85% have no family history.
All right, that was the heavy stuff. So I want to thank you all for sharing your stories, and I've seen the chat. Everyone is sending a lot of loves, and it's good to see everyone talking about their mammogram. So I like to see that conversation. Now let's talk about your online selling journey. Let me get the little screen share up here. There we go. Nope, that's not. Goodbye, everybody. That's what I meant to do. I'm like, just me. It's all about me. Where's Sandy? Let me bring you up here, Sandy. I'll put up to the top with me here.
Yeah.
So
Sandy on the sand. I mean, come on now.
That's my beach on Long Island.
Oh,
I love it.
Nice.
I love it. All right. So, Sandy, how long have you been selling online?
Oh, well, I've been selling for probably 35 years but whenever the internet started is when I started selling online. So
All right.
I mean, it was pre-eBay for sure. I used to sell on some of the used book sites, and then once eBay came along, I started there, and then I eventually branched out a little bit into other stuff. So, but books are still my main thing.
Now, when you say other stuff, do you mean illegal things?
No.
You're being kind of cagey there. Other stuff.
Well, my husband says I'm a rug merchant. I'll sell anything that I think I can make a few bucks on.
Oh, I know. The variety of stuff I picked up today is quite great. So how many platforms you selling on currently?
Just to eBay and Amazon.
All right. So is glass in your normal what you know?
Well, no, not really.
Okay.
But I had seen this I had sold some other Amberina pieces before, and it appealed to me. So I picked that up at a yard sale for $5. So I was pretty happy with that sale.
Yeah, that's a cool piece right there.
Yeah, it's really. In fact, I thought I kind of wanted to keep it. I put it on the table by the window, and the light it looks so nice coming through. But
it would look so good with rum in it too. It would look really cool.
Yeah.
Jason's mind missed that.
Oh yeah, I thought it right away. I'm like, what a cool bottle. That'd be great behind my bar.
You can't keep everything.
I feel you on that. And then I don't even understand, why is this so expensive?
Whoa.
Your guess is as good as mine. And actually, it was higher. The high bidder dropped out. I think it was up to about 135, and then it jumped back down to 65, and today it is back up to 110.
This
so
is crazy.
I don't know if anybody watches Survivor. These are the things that they identify their teams with, and they change them for each phase of the game. Somebody gave this to me as a sort of a gag a few years ago.
Good gag.
Yeah, I'll take a gag.
Well, I was just cleaning stuff out, and I thought, oh, I'll just look it up and see, if maybe it's worth a couple of bucks, and so that's what's happening with that.
Yeah, so book base, real easy one to remember, but
Yep.
I will put all the links in the thrifting board later. But man, watch this auction. Holy moly, this is crazy.
Somebody watching for Survivor stuff. that's the moral of that.
Well, there are some people that are apparently hardcore Survivor fans. I would have never.
Kidding.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
So Sandy, anyone helping you with your business?
Not really. My husband helps me on occasion. Like, I also sell for our local thrift shop, and I'm selling a cloak, a Navy cloak, a U.S. Navy cloak, and he modeled it for the pictures. So, and if I have heavy boxes, he helps me haul them around. And he also likes to go to sales too. So.
That's good. I've seen a few spouses that are like, I'll go with you, but I'll just sit in the car. So
Yeah, no.
it's good to hear that he likes to go.
Well, he likes to buy stuff too, so.
That's always a plus. All right, well, I'm gonna watch it. I can't wait. All right, Sabrina, I had to use this picture because I'm like, what is going on here?
Oh,
We were in Bakersfield. We have what we call a business conference. I don't think there's going to be any more, but every year they used to bring people in from all over. And this last one that we went to, Magic Johnson was there. And the man that puts on the business conference is a really good friend of ours, George Martin. And I had this gold basketball that a friend of ours wanted him to sign. And I took it to Magic and I asked him, and he goes, he goes, I really don't sign colored balls. And
Okay.
if it was a regular basketball, yeah, I would sign it. And then he goes, oh, what the heck? He signed it. And I was just, when that picture was taken, he said something that I was like, oh, man.
So who's more amazed, you or this dude right here?
He is so tall. He's just humongous, but he is the best speaker. And he talked about all his, what he has going on and how he helps, the kids and stuff and his movie theaters and all. But he is truly a gentleman's gentleman.
Wow.
Awesome. All right, let's talk about what you sold here. Oh, Bible, nice.
I got that Bible for a Peggy 25 cents.
Nice, a quarter. I like it.
Quarter.
It's a quarter Bible, and I sold it for $39.99.
Well done. And look at these glasses. Holy cow, these are amazing.
Those are awesome.
They were at an estate sale. And they were wanting 35 for him, and Kevin was bartering with him. He goes, all right, well, you just take 25 for him. And they said yes. And so when I started looking them up, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go high 350. But then Kevin kept wanting me to do an auction. So I said, all right, we'll do an auction. And so they ended up selling for 150.
Wow.
But
were they prescription or
no, and they were in pristine condition. There were
So cool.
Those are amazing.
They're from Italy.
Janelle, seeing your store, I know you're so digging these.
yes, I am. I
Yeah.
love
That was
Speaking of Janelle, look at this.
Oh my gosh, look at her.
So I saw this at first, and I wasn't sure if this was normal for you. And then I looked around your Instagram, like, oh, hell yeah, it is. So you have a booth in an antique mall, I assume?
Yes, I do. The picture where this was taken, that's where I had to kind of leave abruptly. But
Okay.
I'm at a new place that's so much better than, yeah. But yeah, I lost a lot of weight during my cancer journey, and I treated myself to a diva dress and
Wow.
dressed up for a party that we had, and I love dressing like that. If I
I was
could,
gonna say, so this isn't a normal Tuesday?
oh no.
Okay.
I've on a few pounds since I got my taste buds back.
You have some good taste, though. Let me tell you, as a fashionista that I love it.
Thank you.
All right. So Leanne in our little test said something to me that kind of shocked me. So you sell on Instagram, which to me, if you're going to sell online, Instagram definitely seems like sophomore level. And you're like, I'm afraid of eBay. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I really am. I am.
We'll get you there. So when you sell on Instagram, do you have a good following? Is that how you can sell on Instagram?
I do have a good following. Plus, I mean, it's not a huge following, but a lot of my friends tag other people, and if I tag on my my social media or whichever on Facebook, I always take pictures of my booth and post it on Instagram, and most of my friends then hop and look at the pictures. I did not have that cart in my booth for more than 30 minutes, and it was gone from Instagram.
So you'll be teaching us all about how selling on Instagram, and we'll be helping you with eBay. Wow.
And,
Right.
and the reason why I like Instagram, it is all on you. And, if I can't get it out, like within 3 days, I just text them, look, I keep them up to date. No fees. And the only thing I pay for is just shipping. And I go through this company online, and it's awesome.
Do you remember what you sold this for?
$250.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
And I paid $25 for it.
Nice.
Damn. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get all the little messages from Facebook away so I can show the next thing. Okay, this is crazy. This Spanish fly and opium. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, what? This is killer.
Yeah.
Those are awesome.
Yes. They were. When I first saw them,
Marijuana. I love
Yeah.
it. Oh my gosh.
and I actually became really good friends with the young lady that bought that from me. We have been competing going to estate sales, and I've seen her, and where I got these particular ones, I was actually working that estate sale and purchased them and just put it online on Instagram or Facebook, or I think that was Facebook Marketplace. But
Yep.
anyway, she contacted me within a quickness, and she was here. That didn't last 2 days. So yeah,
Wow.
they were neat, and haven't seen anything like that since.
Those are awesome. Yeah, that's amazing.
Mhm.
Well done. And then all right, move. So Fifth Street Vintage Market is you, yeah.
Yes, there's 3 of us.
Okay.
There's Brooke Dix, and there is another young lady named Kimpton. She's my twin, but all 3 of us curate this. And there's a really cool gazebo type farmers market that they have in Northport, Alabama. And when the farmers market's not going on, we do it on Sundays, and it's all vintage vendors. Selling their vintage wares, their arts and crafts, as long as it has vintage components to it, and absolutely love it. So,
See, Kathy says most people are afraid to sell on Instagram. You're way ahead. So we got to back you up to eBay.
Yeah.
eBay, yeah.
Because here's the thing. I would say of all the selling platforms, eBay is probably the most complicated because it got built a long time ago. And then they just add bits and pieces on, where the rest of them have been built within the last, 5-10 years.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have, nobody else has the reach around the world like eBay. And you have this great eye, and that vintage stuff, people want it everywhere. And so we got to get you on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold your hand, and we're going to look some things together.
Okay.
All right.
I'll do that. I will do that. Promise.
There we go. I'm going to add Leanne's phone.
That
So
is, looks like you're Northport, Alabama.
Northport, Alabama. It's it's not that far from Birmingham, but University of Alabama. It's right outside of there. So it's like 45 minutes from where I live. And, it's just a really nice gig. And we have our second market this weekend, this Sunday.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
Wow. Awesome.
Awesome. All right. Let's get Pat up to the top here.
Yes.
I was living in fear for what Jason would find on my timeline, actually. This is my husband and myself. We were dressed up. I don't even know if they're doing this anymore, but a couple years ago, we went to a thing. Somebody was running almost like a dance or a fair, and it was World War II themed. And so you would you went to the one of the local airports, and they had all these old planes, and you could get your picture taken, and they had swing bands, and people were swing dancing, and so that's me in my 40s dress.
Love it.
Nice. All right, this made my heart swell.
You know where I got that from, Jason?
Where?
I learned that from you.
Oh, I thought you meant like physically where you picked them up from.
Oh, no.
Did I know which garage sale you got these at?
I went to an estate sale and I saw these. They were in the original box, in their original cellophane wrappers. And I'm just like, okay, Jason said I can sell these. So I did. And they only lasted a couple of hours. So I think I underpriced them, but I was happy to sell them. And I think I paid, it was one of those estate sales where you buy a pile of stuff. I think I paid $2 for everything I bought. So, you know, those might have cost me 50 cents.
Wow.
Well done. And then to totally switch gears to something totally different, a Cessna factory sales brochure.
Yeah, and this was a different estate sale. I actually took an offer for that of $100, but I didn't have it for very long. I love going to the end of an estate sale. I think this one, you know, they had a couple hours left. And I walked in there, and I always go down in the basement and look under the tables and stuff. And that's where I find really cool stuff. And I saw this pile of aircraft stuff, and it must have been a kids collection, like they had sent off for brochures and stuff. And everything there was from the 40s and 50s. And I was like, okay. So I said, make me a price. And the lady sold me everything for a couple of bucks. And I've sold this and another aircraft manual I sold for $99, and I've still got a pile of stuff that I need to list. So I was happy to get that. And
it's small and easy to ship.
Oh, absolutely.
Not like the gigantic things my mother picks up.
This probably cost less than a quarter, so I win.
Yes, you do. All right, I think we got who we got next here, Leanne, and I think we got her back because she disappeared for a minute.
I disappeared. I think I'm back.
What's happening, Leanne? Yep, you're still there with your aliens. But speaking of aliens, look at this.
Oh,
yes. I picked that up on the marketplace. The lady sold me. She had that and actually another little zip around purse. She wanted $5. I said a piece. She said no for both. I said, how quickly can we meet? So picked that up for basically $2.50 on the marketplace. And
dang.
So yeah,
I'm a good $2.50 pickup.
Yeah, I'm a big Disney fan, so I kind of that's one of the things I try to watch for and sell is Disney stuff. So Disney stuff sells really well. You know, really
all right, as cool as that. Do you smell what the Rock is cooking? This is awesome.
That is like a foam finger, you know. It's like one of the put it in your hand up inside of it, you know. And I got that at a garage sale for like $2, I think. It was awesome, and you see, I sold it for $49.99. I used the international shipping, so it did go somewhere. I'm not sure where, but somewhere after it left Kentucky. It went on. So yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a booger to try to ship. That's one reason I stay with little stuff. I don't like to try to figure out how to ship big stuff, but I just put a couple of pieces of cardboard together and wrapped it up real good and sent it on its merry way. So yeah,
very nice.
That is awesome. I'm a huge Rock fan, especially in his wrestling days, and that I saw that coming. I was working on set up the show. I'm like, oh my god, so cool, so cool.
Pretty cool.
The Brahma Bull himself.
Yeah.
All right. So let me see here. What do I got next? Oh, wait. One more thing, because we couldn't pull up the actual listing.
Right.
Tell us about this.
Okay. Well, I wanted since this was a breast cancer survivors theme, I wanted to tell you guys about these to make sure you're looking out for them. This is an actual breast cancer line that Cuisinart did, and a lot of the appliance companies do this in September, October, And I picked that up for $3 and I sold it for like $99 plus shipping. These are really hot items. Anything that's in the breast cancer pink, be sure and look at it, pick it up, because it's probably I've even sold spatulas for like $14.99 if they're pink. So just be watching for those guys, because it's a good seller.
It's a great tip.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Yes, alien clicking. So we're going to turn the aliens off for a second. And we're going to bring one more guest on tonight. Hello, Jan.
Hello.
You have been wrestling with your internet. I've seen you come and go backstage about 1,000 times.
I don't know why. I have no idea.
That's Northeast Ohio internet. That's what that is.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
So, Jan, you're also a breast cancer survivor, right?
Yes, I am.
But you told me something that was just amazing. You were like, you know what? I want to write down what I'm going through in terms of how I took care of myself. And you ended up turning that into a book.
Yes. Yes, I did. It was just such an amazing thing. 7 years ago, I got diagnosed with, I found a little lump, and it turned out to be stage 1. So I had a lumpectomy and 4 lymph nodes taken out. That was in 2013. And then I was okay. Everything was fine. No follow-up needed, nothing. 2 years later, it came back.
Oh, well, that is the biggest cliffhanger we have. Now, look, if you watched my show for a long time, I think it was me and you, Nay. We had I forget her name, but she was Russian, and we were talking about KGB, and she was gone.
Yeah, Rosita.
Yes. We just started talking about the KGB, and she went bye-bye and never came back. I'm like, what? All right, so we'll hope Jan comes back, but I did want to show this off. So about a month ago, the NFL, when the guys were on the sidelines, they were all wearing these cool tie-dye hats. Oh, Jan's back. All right, cool. Well, maybe. Not yet. Oh, we're trying.
Yeah, I'm back, but I can't see anybody. I'm back. I guess I'll have to give you the shortened version. Anyway, in 2015, I diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer. It was everywhere. It was in my head. It was in my spine, my femur. And basically, I was in the hospital for 8 days. And just before I was discharged, I had a doc come in and say, sorry to tell you that that's breast cancer. It's metastasized. We can't help you. There's nothing we can do. You've got about 6 months, so go home and enjoy the time you have left. And that was in June of 2015. So I went home. I was in a really bad mood. I was really in a funk. And I just laid on the couch for about 4 days. And then thinking, oh my God, I'm going to die. And then like day 5, I got up and I said, well, this dying thing is just taking too long. So I guess I better find something to do. So I did some research. I got on my Google machine, did some research, and I just put in natural cancer cures because the medical profession had already given up on me. So there was nothing that they had to offer me. So I was amazed at the wealth of information that was on there as far as natural cures. So I just started taking notes, writing everything down so I wouldn't forget anything. And I just 6 months later, when I was supposed to be dead, it was New Year's Eve, and I went out with my sister and a bunch of friends and had a glass of champagne and actually danced. So
6 months later, we were supposed to be dead. That is great.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Right.
Wow.
And then 6 months after that, all of my tests came back negative for cancer. I had nothing anywhere.
Wow.
And that was 5 years ago. So last year in 2019, I thought I would just put all this together and compile it, kind of like a journal of my cancer journey. And there's a lot of good information in the book. It's called I don't know if you can see this, Cancer-Free Naturally, A New Approach to Outsmarting Cancer. And my son, who's a financial advisor, knew a lady who was retired, but she was helping people get books published on Amazon. So she took me on as
Interesting.
Okay, Mom, I love your internet, Mom, because you don't disappear. You just get fucked, Mom. I've learned to love my mother's internet real. Okay, we're waiting for Jan to come back. So the NFL was wearing all these cool hats. And, of course, when you see cool stuff, don't wait. Because when I went to order it, I'm a big Packers fan. The hats were gone. But I got my headband. And the money that for this tie-dye stuff goes to cancer research. It's called Crucial Catch. So if you like tie-dye stuff and you have a favorite NFL team, the pack is sold out, but everyone else still has their stuff. Go get it. Go get it. And Jan's back for part 3.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi. But anyway, that basically wraps it up. I just wanted to let you know I have a book and I'm going.
I am going. Jason, I'm sure you'll share that link with.
We'll make a post tonight with all the links for everyone's stores and the book tonight because
I am going to go out. I'm going to purchase that book when the show's over for sure.
Absolutely amazing. Now I forget who I was talking to about this, but I wanted to say that when I was a kid, I got diagnosed with asthma at the age of 8, and so not that I'm equating asthma to breast cancer, but I very much hid the fact that I had asthma. I never let anyone see my inhaler because it felt like I'd be made fun of. And so it was great to have you guys on tonight to share your stories because, like you said, Sandy, I don't like to be the center of attention, but it's great to get out there. And so, yes, I have asthma, and I always have an inhaler with me just in case. Mm-hmm. So if you got something, physically wrong with you, or it could be mentally even, and you want to share your story, please do, because it's others out there who are embarrassed or afraid to say, I've got breast cancer, I've got asthma, but you get to the age, we all got to the age where screw it. My beard's bald, I have asthma, I'm a chubby dude,
I have bipolar disorder. There's a big stigma attached to that, but you know what? I am out there and open with it because I want to help other people that have it, and I want to, squash that stigma. So yeah.
Mental illness is,
it's very real, just like breast cancer. Jason, can I say a couple things about selling?
Nope. Bye-bye. No, I'm just kidding.
So one thing as a seller, so I had a full-time office job before I got diagnosed. In fact, Jason and I were friends back then, and he remembers. So I found out that I had cancer, and my company had been taken over by another company, and the boss's boss, after I told my boss, who was a nice guy, after I told him that this is invasive cancer, I've got to go through, surgeries and that. His boss called me the next day and said, we think it would be best for you if you went out on disability for 6 months, which I was willing to work from home. I was willing to still work. So anyway, long story short, I got I got let go in a legal but unethical way. So I really had to ramp up my online selling business, and it really saved me from, and it's to the point now where I do freelance on the side too, but I sell online, and that's my income, so it really is great for people that have cancer or disabilities because you can be so flexible. You can go to the doctor and you don't have that 9-to-5 job. And then the other thing is you can use your online selling to donate to the cause, whether it be breast cancer or, whatever cancer or whatever cause what I do now, eBay has eBay Giving Works. And so you can choose a charity. So whenever I find a breast cancer item in the thrift store, I will donate a portion to a breast cancer charity because 9 times out of 10, the original item didn't sell to a reputable charity. So I kind of put it back out there and make it go to something reputable. You can do this on Poshmark, Depop, Etsy. They don't have the Giving Works, but you can privately give money. So here's a way to find the best breast cancer reputable charity. So go to this website. It is, I forget the link.
charitynavigator.org.
Yeah. So they have rated, and they rate charities based on, how reputable they are, they break it down to see what portion of the money actually goes where and whatnot. So that's a great way to find reputable breast cancer charities. And you can use your online selling to donate a little bit to these causes.
Awesome. Yeah. For those of you who know me, I've made a tiki mug for our home bar, and I sold them, and I wanted to raise some money for cancer awareness in general. I gave to the Jimmy V Foundation. And so I auctioned off, when you make limited edition mugs, some people love numbers. They love to have number one. I don't really care. I've never been a number whore. So the people who love them, I auctioned off, and the mug sold for $700. And like half of that went to the Jimmy V Foundation. So, when you can, if you can, make sure that you're doing something with your platform. So let me go around the horn one more time. Let me bring Leanne back in here. I think Leanne and Jan's internet are having a fight for the worst. That could be a fun show. We'll have a battle of who's got the crappiest internet. Get them out there too. So let's go around the horn one more time, and then I'll end on a picture. Sabrina, were you selling when you were going through treatment?
Yes, but not like I should have been. But yes, I was.
And so on days when you just felt like crap, what happens? How do you get the shipments out if you have shipments?
My daughter helped. She sells on eBay, not all the time, but there's things that she will put on eBay. So she knew exactly how my store, in fact, she helped me with everything. So I really appreciated that. And then Kevin would help get things done too. So I had good family support.
That's good.
What about you, Sandy?
I think I pretty much took a break from eBay.
Okay.
Through most of it. One thing I had wanted to add from my earlier comments was that the second time I had cancer, I told everybody, and that was the way to go. I got so much support, people bringing me food, going grocery shopping for me, etc., and just cards coming in, and it was definitely better that way.
I got to tell you, I've had a variety of back issues and hip issues over the years, and I finally got to the point where I stopped being proud and said, okay, I'm going to hire a teenager to do all this heavy lifting, because I am definitely a product of my father. I want to do it. I'm a big dude. I hate not being able to pick up a big, heavy box, but when I couldn't stand up straight, it would be stupid for me to pick up that big, heavy box. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to ask for help. I'm going to pay some 17-year-old who's got a strong back to do it for me, because it'd be silly to hurt myself even more. And so, yeah, you get to the point where you say, yeah, can I have some help, please?
Yeah.
And I did have a ton of support from my husband as far as, whatever I needed to be done, he would jump in and help too. But I didn't really, I don't know, I didn't have the energy or the desire during that time period to really sell that much. And I'm a pretty small time seller now. I'm retired, and it's more or less of a fun hobby, but not one that I rely on for income.
But it's a good hobby to have, because this hobby, there's cash at the end.
Yeah.
A lot of hobbies, you spend a lot of cash.
Right.
I think it keeps you going too. I think for me, it keeps me going. I mean, I'm a graphic designer, I do freelance work too, but it all keeps you going when there's other issues, like serious issues going on in your life. It keeps you moving, Yeah. You need something like that. Yes.
What about you, Pat? Were you selling and it was someone to help you, or you just have to muscle through, or did you take a pause?
I sold through it, but it wasn't our main income. So again, kind of like Sandy, it was more of a hobby at that time. And I was really selling almost exclusively books at that time. So nothing was heavy or difficult to ship. So, I could go out and take stuff to the post office and just run in there and drop it off and leave. So it wasn't hard for me to do.
That's good. Speaking of the post office, honey, will you go check, see if our mail got picked up today? It didn't get picked up yesterday. So one of us has to run the post office maybe in a minute. Janelle, so you said you went through some issues with someone in your life. So when you're going through cancer and stuff like that, is there anyone right now that'll help you?
All I have to do is just ask. I have if I just make a phone call and say if I need some help, but right now it's just me. And, when I was going through it, he was here, extremely helpful. And I had other friends, but, things changed. But All I have to do is just ask if I need help. They'll be there.
And that is the hardest thing to do sometimes. I'm glad to see you guys asking for help.
I had a lot of trouble in the beginning with that. And then once it was actually Jason who finally convinced me.
Yeah.
It made a world of difference. It took so much weight off of my shoulders because when you're going through that,
Yeah.
It's
I can't even imagine having kids. I have adult children, but I have a tendency to push everybody away because I'm like, I get it, I got it. I lost my brain a few times, but when I was down and out, that was when I asked. So, but other than that, I had no energy to sell anything, and I was going back and forth into surgeries, or getting a vac pump, or
it's a lot when you're.
Yeah.
But it is a luxury that, when you're selling online, you can just put your store on vacation. You can, pick and choose when you want to work and when you're able to. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's a good tip, Leanne. Said I put my shipping out 5 days in case I had a bad day and couldn't ship. Help me out during my treatments. And so it's the joy, it's the uniqueness of selling online for yourself. You're not having to go punch a clock. And so if you have a bunch of stuff listed and you're having a bad day, no matter what your ailment is, you can still generate money as long as you can get the shipments out or have someone help you. And so you don't have, if we had to punch a clock and have a boss look over our shoulder, that ain't happening. It just ain't happening. When I get sick, and luckily I haven't been sick in a while, when I get sick because of my asthma, I'm out. I can imagine I'm in the same place that a lot of you guys are when you're going through treatment, because my doctor, with no bedside manner, told me 3 months ago, he goes, "Oh, by the way, as we're done," he goes, "BT Dubs, you have the lungs of a 72-year-old. Yeah, I'm 49.
Wow.
And I've never heard that in those terms. And I'm like, you didn't even warm me up. You didn't tickle me. You didn't whisper in my ear, nothing. You just told me how crappy my lungs are, which I kind of knew, but I didn't know they were that bad. And so when I get sick, I'm out. I'm done. I can't move. And my lungs are like, no, you can't.
You got to watch COVID.
Oh, yeah, I know. All right, Leanne, we're gonna invite your aliens back in here. And so when you're going through treatment, were you selling back then? Were you doing anything like this?
I was just I was playing at it back then. Just every once in a while I'd sell something. So really not much, but fast forward to this year, my husband lost his job due to COVID in January. So he jumped in and started helping with my business, and it really helped us. We actually had a daughter get married in July, and thank goodness for my business, because it helped pay for her wedding that a husband without a job was feeling super stressed about, because he was not able to help give her what she wanted in her wedding. And I was able to step up and say, yeah, we can do this, we can do that. So yeah, it was a great thing for us this year. Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, so Leanne, you win. Jan is not going to be able to make it back, but she did message me and say, thank you very much for having me on. And it is all of you guys have encouraged her to get up and start selling.
Awesome.
So
about when you get diagnosed, it kind of puts you in an instant depression. It just instantly. And I know that for myself, I never really dealt with anything like that. I had just lost my mother in August of that, as 2017, and then 2 months later get diagnosed with cancer. It was just so hard, and I've never really been through a depression like that, but with friends and support and family, you get through it.
Yeah. If there's anyone else out there who is a newly diagnosed person, I'm sure a lot of you guys would be helpful to help. I know I'm always, willing to help newly diagnosed. So please reach out to me, and I'm more than willing to give you any information or help. You will get through it. I know it's overwhelming at first.
I know when I worked with all men. I worked in a I worked in a wastewater treatment plant, and I was the only female in maintenance. So it was very hard to get those men to understand. But I got the phone call on Valentine's Day, and all the guys were in the office, and I hung up the phone, and they was like, "So what's the news?" And I was like, "Well, it's cancer," and I just kind of started crying in the office, and I swear to God, it was like roaches. Those guys were gone like that.
Yeah, we don't have this.
I was like, they
not one of them gave you a hug. None of them.
Nope. I mean,
Tons
rednecks.
of bitches.
I work with the rednecks. There's nothing about. No, they were just like, okay, see you later. We're out. Just gone. I was like, well, okay. Yeah. So yeah, I ended up going to a bar and telling all my friends, and they were just like, well, but we ended up having a great, farewell to the Top Tots party. So it was all good.
Yeah. So I just want two really final things. Everyone, get your mammograms, please. Don't ever think that just because you're young or you don't have family history, if you have an intuition, your intuition is probably right. You know your body. Get checked, please. Don't put it off. Much better than what we're going through. And also, for anyone, like I said, newly diagnosed, you can and will get through it. So,
yes.
Yep.
Amen.
I would also put in there, get a colonoscopy.
I just said that. Not pleasant, but good peace of mind. Yes.
So many people die and they don't have to.
Unnecessarily, yes.
So.
All right. Well,
yeah.
This probably one of the best shows we've ever had, and it was only because of you guys. And I want to end with this.
Oh, I remember that. Oh my gosh, that's so long ago.
That is Nay and I's backs.
Yes.
Yes.
I couldn't figure out where the shirt's somewhere in my house. I couldn't figure out where it was in time. And I'm like, oh, I have the picture.
Oh my gosh.
I have the picture.
I have the shirt on too.
There we go.
Yep, and I have my Under Armour breast cancer shirt.
So
very
look,
cool. Jason, that makes me teary. That's like going way back. That's like old school us.
It is. So look, I fully believe we get one chance at this ride. So it's what you do with it while you're on it, and what doesn't matter what you're dealt. It's how you react. Because I've been there too. I almost lost my arm and my life, and I remember the depression. I didn't understand depression until then, but I got my arm back. Obviously, it works, but it didn't work for quite a while. And so I totally get that. And so even in these COVID times, I maximize every minute of every day. Most of it's spent either at work or at home with my wife and my dog, but you maximize every minute of every day and try and figure out how to enjoy it. Even when you're stuck at home, just watching like The Mandalorian, which starts tomorrow, figure out the things that bring you joy, even if you're stuck at home, and enjoy those to their fullest. So
absolutely. It makes you look at like, it's me. I'm sure all of us have a different outlook on life. You really realize what's really important and what's really not so important in life, and you look at life differently. You see things differently. So yeah.
All right. So everyone, give Sabrina a thumbs up. Give Sandy a thumbs up. Give Janelle a thumbs up. Give Pat a thumbs up. Give Leanne a thumbs up. Give Leanne's aliens a thumbs up. Give Jan a thumbs up. And my mom is so excited. My mom said my internet's never this bad, so I can't give my mom grief anymore. And give Nadene a big thumbs up. So thank you guys very much for sharing your story, Janelle. I got a crazy next couple days, but next week I'm going to reach out and we're going to get you. I'm going to work on your first couple listings with you.
Yes, after my market on Sunday, and
So
everybody vote.
Yes, and go vote. Yeah. But don't forget, next Thursday, we're going to be on. It's going to be silly. So everyone tune in. We're going to laugh and just be complete morons next Thursday. Trust me when I tell you, I'm going to bring it all. I'm going to be the silliest Jason you have ever seen next Thursday. There might be a thong involved. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know.
Oh my.
Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for being on. Thanks, Nate, for being my co-host. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Stay safe, and tell everyone that is close to you, you love them, and hug them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.